Masuda,
I want to say actually we are creating a 21st century curriculum for in early childhood education that can be used by schools, that can be used pan India, that can be even in the government sectors also. So when we talk about 21st century education, space science is one of the factors that we need to keep in mind. So how can we include that in our curriculum?
no, basically, we are talking about education in which informal education, right?
Yes, yes,
Early childhood from age 3 to grade 3.
yes.
That means age 3 to nursery, LKG, UKG, grade 1,
Yes.
grade 2, grade 3.
Just a minute.
I am recording, I will post this on YouTube also, no problem.
Okay, okay. Answer, we want to, it would be, because I'm a big fan of yours, we want to honor you and the course or the subject will be named after you.
No, I'll tell. I am not worried about whether I am good or not. No, I want um, 6 years of education in the childhood. What is happening? What is happening today? The teachers are not qualified enough. They are not having general knowledge about the world around.
Yes, yes.
Therefore, if you give them a free hand, you teach to make them for future generation children of the world tomorrow. They don't know what to assume that you have got a nursery teacher or a grade 3 teacher in front of you. You don't know how to give them knowledge.
Yes,
The
yes.
teachers know how to entertain them. They may sing a song, they may clap, they may play, but end of the day, the the what they carry is almost nil sort of a thing.
Yes, yes,
Actually,
exactly.
children can absorb quite a bit of knowledge. If a small child sits with a grandmother who would have been expert in either cooking or in a dance or in music or in art or in agriculture or in a education field or as a senior scientist from some scientific organization, that child sits with a young child will gain lot of knowledge, some
Yes,
specific field, right?
yes,
So my question is, assume you have a set of let us forget about pan India, forget about a great. Will you be able to identify at least 5 age 3 to grade 3 schools where we can make a model for India,
yes, yes, sir. We can.
where the teachers are the highly motivated, highly qualified, highly paid. You understood? Today even teachers are not paid well.
Yes, sir.
So can we have such a model where that is my concept of. I told during my visit in Calcutta also I mentioned this, but I don't think anybody has taken it very seriously because I had a very bad feeling about such conference programs, which is more importance is given to dance, music, awards. I am not that person. I am a person who love to share knowledge, and I expect people come there want knowledge, not awards, certificate ceremonies and all that,
The teachers, yes, yes, yes. So the teachers empowerment program, what we do for CBSE or what we do for NCRT or what we do for our from our side, in that it is only knowledge sharing,
yeah.
knowledge
I
exchange.
love to be part of such programs
Yes,
where what I feel is the teacher should have a great potential, zeal, thirst. They feel, yeah, I have something great to tell my students every day, right? If
Yes,
it is
yes.
not there, what happens is, you see my yesterday's post on YouTube. A mother who comes with a 10th grade child who wants to be a astronaut or astrophysics expert and comes to a space scientist in India. And we had long discussion, almost 2 hours discussion. Basically, India space does not deal with astrophysics at all. NASA does it in a different style in America.
Yes.
So generally people say, I want to be in NASA or ISRO. It is like going and telling, I want to eat non-veg and vegetarian. You don't know which is veg, which is non-veg, right?
Yes, yes.
So understanding about space by young children is not what we want. What I think is the teachers should know not only space, about the food habits, about the hygiene, about life, about what is mathematics and why am I learning it.
Yes.
Understood. Now what I have done is, I have got a set of people who are giving tuitions in UK, United Kingdom. There is an institution for which I am educating the teachers there.
Okay.
It's a very rigorous program. So what is done is, a module is created for teachers training, pedagogies, Bloom's taxonomy, Nanne's principle. These are all done in B.Ed programs.
Yes, sir.
These are essential for a teacher to understand how should I understand the psychology of students, how should I understand the parent psychology also, how teaching has to be done. And what I do is, I introduced a program called a micro teaching program, model classroom programs, in which maybe 20 teachers are there who are under training. Each teacher has to give a class as if other 19 are your students. How are you going to entertain us with knowledge? So this will go, and every teacher, other participant will mark them and give a grade for them. Based on that only, they will be certified that they are 21st century educators.
Yes,
It
yes,
is
yes.
not based on how many FB friends I have, how many other useless online WhatsApp universities give me honorary doctorate. Can you
Yes.
imagine the pity of this country where somebody in 1 year span gets 200 honorary doctorates? Actually, is it not fooling people and then making fun of education?
Exactly.
See, what happens is, assume you are a teacher and then you go in front of your students with high qualified, etc., 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 and your English is not perfect, your technical knowledge is not perfect. What is that the teacher gives the message to the students? Understood? So I believe in not certification, I believe in quality. And why we want this teacher to give class to the other teachers, so that other teachers will learn, oh, from this teacher I learned this technique. And assume there is a better teacher sitting this side and the other teacher is not good, I will tell you, no, if I would have been presenting it, I would have made it like this. So we need a workshop in which, if you can make 5 classrooms like that, which I called it as Grandma Child Care Center. My concept is Grandma Child Care Shiksha Gurukulam, where age 3 to grade 3, no classroom separation, everybody in same class, where parents can come and sit, they have a place to sit, grandparents can come and sit. And the style in which we are giving education, if some grandparent would have retired from electricity department, he feels, I can spare 1 hour or 2 hours teaching children. Invite them, be prepared, come and teach, so that we will also learn what is electricity department, how they manage the electricity distribution in India. Understood? So there are lot of knowledge in and around your house, in and around these young kids. Grandparents have got knowledge, they have seen the world, so the teacher gets educated more. There is a sharing. So who is a teacher now? He is like a producer who is contributing from different. It's like a cinema, no? Everybody is acting. If everybody is acting well, at the end of the day you have a good movie. So our heroes are our children. They should have lot of knowledge, lot of activity, lot of handwork. So we keep saying there are three types of learning. One is the intellectual. Oh, I must use my brain so that I need to learn something. See, for example, mathematics table I can learn. Young child at 3 years also I can make them to learn mathematics table in a day. But they may not love it. To give them love, I must give them some assignments where they can work. And then that handwork should be there. So we need education which for the brain. Second one, make them happy to learn that. The passion should be generated. So that with the knowledge, with the love, they start asking questions. Relate them to the world around. Oh, so that they feel, oh, there is something great which is happening around my world. Let me know a little more. And third one, I can create. The creation need not be a handwork, a craft. It could be creating questions also. Correct? So, if these three things can be done, I am sure your students are growing. But my question is, do this passion has in our teachers first? Understood?
Exactly, sir. You are absolutely correct.
So if these three things can be done with the teachers. See, for example, that's why I keep asking. When you are learning Tinkle Tinkle Little Star, it is not curriculum where you have to tell, oh, you should know the author's name. No, that should not be a curriculum because students need not know. But I am sure the teacher should have passion to know who wrote this poem, which year, which country, why are we learning it? See, that is written by somebody some point of time. London Bridge is falling down. Where is London Bridge? Why it is still falling down? Why it has not fallen down? Mary had a little lamb. Which Mary? Why Masuda did not have a little lamb? Only Mary had. Understood? See, do the teachers ask such questions? If they ask such questions, what will happen? The children will also start asking questions. Got it? So this sort of a teachers, can we create some 20 teachers in your Calcutta area where the whole India will look at it and say, I want to see this teacher, go and attend such programs. Okay, if you think that this is practically possible, I am sure we can make. You need little, maybe some management who are ready to create a space for this. And I'll tell you, assume your admissions in your class. If this year you have only maybe 10 students in your nursery, if you create this model, next year your nursery will become 100.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Understood? So, if somebody has got, why DrTPS is not doing? Because I am not interested in creating institution, number one. I am not interested in making an administrative activity in my life. I cannot manage such institution day-to-day activity because I keep thinking. So if I get into a routine activity, my thoughts will not go. Understood? So my intention is to do a freelance program. But assume that Masuda has got some 10 people to come to Hyderabad and probably you can spend some 1 week with me. I will show you how it can be done. Right? Or you have children where you want your teachers to get trained with your students. Age 3 to grade 3, how many children you have? I will tell how to deal with them, how to talk to them, how to understand, how to share knowledge. I can spare maybe a week or so to convince that no, this will work. Maybe that can be witnessed by another 10 schools around your place, and they decide we will also create such a center. It is not one day training, it is a regular training, understand their merit based on their qualification, based their not basic qualification nil. Whether you are a PhD or whether you are not even 10th class is not a big job. But in last 3 months, have you learned little extra? Based on that, you increase the salary. Understood?
Yes.
Suppose somebody is not learning anything in 3 months. If they have a PhD 20 years back, 30 years experience is actually useless.
Yes, actually, sir, you just stole my words.
So this is my
Because I
concept.
every time say this that skill is more important than qualifications, and what we have the academic things in our so many certificates and things. Our skill, how we can deliver to the classrooms, how we are upgrading us every day. That is more important.
Yeah. So think if you can do that.
Yes, sir. Definitely, we are. Yes, sir. Means I have planned out the curriculum that will be something different, which is running pan India. Because now it is ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4, four rhymes and nothing else.
No, I am saying don't create a curriculum for students. Curriculum for teacher training programs.
So we have, and I will definitely now invite you as trainer so that because in every teacher's empowerment program of us, we have nearly 300 to 400 teachers who are like early childhood educators who come to learn from us. We provide workshop on 21st century skill development. We provide workshops on phonics and literacy, brain-based learning, and how NCF can be done in the classroom, can be brought to the classroom, because there are lot of things that are beyond that books that can be taught to the students. And there are every child is unique. We can't apply a single methodology for every child. It has to be unique for everyone. So we have to be prepared for at least 5 to 7 methods, which we can use to just teach one topic. One day it can be activity, second day it can be project, third it can be something kinesthetic one, it can be worksheets, it can be like doing something or creating something, it can be in one question. Because if I say, I personally believe that there was someone who think of the aeroplane. Why can't we ask the child to ask the question, a 3-year-old child ki, think of something that you don't have in your car and you want it in your car. Some may say 40-seater, some may say my car should fly because I got up in the 40-seater because when it comes to school, I always have feeling of mood. So these ideas of the students, what we are generating in these early years, if they are given a proper direction, they can become future scientists. They can create something. So what is my idea of the curriculum? What is my idea of the teachers training is that it shouldn't follow the traditional way that we have. It should be more of hand-based learning, upgrading ourselves every day. Thinking something new. Let the child think out of the box.
Yeah. I think we need to be very seriously thinking about creating at least few models so that the whole world will come to you and say, oh, there is something great happening here, right? That is what is essential, I think. And then rewards, awards, recognitions, everything will come.
Yes.
See, I am not a person who is interested in any one of this. I want little bit of thoughts, little bit of experience or knowledge which I have, probably if I can share with somebody, and who can make this happen in this world. I cannot make this happen in this world now. So if somebody can do that, because it has to run with a business model, everybody has to earn their money, right?
Yes.
So if that could have been triggered, it's something great. That's what is required. And I understand this is very essential, because today what's happening, there are a lot of people who are coming, but they're all into not creative learners. No, they want to be tuition centers. These are all something which I don't really cannot absorb. See, yesterday somebody asked, where should I make my student to join? Where the discussion today, what I posted. The question was, where should my child go after 10th for 11th and 12th? I said, nearest to your house, where the kid can come back to your house every day. See, I don't see a great institution which is too far, where you are away from your home. Understood? So I always believe you have to be at home, and home is the place where you can learn a lot of things. And people have to learn all that. You know, the young children also, you look at earlier, every child like me in my childhood have learned how to cook. The game around us was creating what we have seen around our house. Correct? What we play with my colleagues when the small childhood is maybe running a shop, or maybe creating cooking food and then serving something. All that is what our games and plays were. That means what is happening in the house is what we duplicated in our games. But today that is not happening, because everybody is on in a different world. So that needs to be changed. So I feel the education is learning. That is what Vivekananda said. Education is man making. How do I, if somebody comes to become a civil service aspirant who want to become an IAS, who comes to me, first I will tell them how to make chai, how to make a paratha, how to make biryani. Then you become a collector, not after, without that. Because that is the basic knowledge you need, right? So I believe in making a real holistic education, in which everyone should know. Everyone should know how to live, how to take care of your physique. Whether if teachers, I keep assessing teachers by looking at their leg. If the feet is not clean, if that is not cleaned properly, it is you are not trimmed properly. You are not taking care of your fingers. You are not clean. What is the point in putting in your curriculum? Everybody has to clean their hand like this, and they themselves don't clean. You understood? So that is what is most essential. You must be able to make your physical very good, intellectual very good. How can I ask my children to learn subjects when I don't learn anything new every day? Correct? So I have to make my intellect sharp. Third one, I must know how to love people. If I don't love somebody, how can I ask? If I have no compassion, if I don't know how to talk to people, how do I teach value education in my class? If I am not becoming a social being, I don't talk to anybody. Right? How do I make others to talk to somebody else? So I'll tell you, Calcutta, my asset when I came to you is not what speech I gave for your principals. During the tea break in the veranda, I spoke to few students. And those students went to the teachers to pulled it to me. Next day I visited their school. You understood? So it is what happened between me and my few students who gathered, and it is not that they came to me. Probably I must have gone to many people and spoke. But somebody took a little more interest, asking a lot of questions. That was a great asset. So I am sure children are really interested to know many things. So that is being social. You have the guts and courage to speak to anybody, interact with somebody, ask questions. That is not being taught today. What we teach in our classroom is keep quiet. You cannot even ask questions to the teachers. You need discipline. I am a very disciplined person. But discipline has to be with a very specific order in which we must also make the children to keep quiet, but not by shouting. You be a sample for that. So I have a different methods of making it happen. So I am not talking about theory. That's why I'm saying if somebody want to prove that this will work, I need a person like you who runs some schools where you have children, you are an open person, right? Where you have a handle to decide what can be done. Make your parents and grandparents part of it, so that they will also have an entertainment, they will share, the family also becomes happy. Otherwise what the child is learning, they are in a different world, you are in a different world. We cannot empower individual, we need to empower the society. Understood? This is how things can change. So I am open. I may not run again. We are telling that we need an informal, and you want a curriculum to be framed. No, I want every teacher who teaches from age 3 to grade 3 should know life learning programs. They should know the technique of learning. So what do I teach? I don't teach syllabus and subject. I talk about learn to learn, learn to teach. These are the only two things. What can be learned, what can be taught, that maybe take that day's newspaper, ask everybody to look at it, categorize from different field, start teaching that subject. Next day when you come for workshop, the newspaper doesn't carry yesterday's news and today's news. Advertisements can be different, right?
Yes.
So in one newspaper I will see a space department advertisement. That means in India space department is doing something. Let us discuss about space department today. Ask the teachers to create questions on space department. Next day it may be ONGC advertisement. So my controller for my classes is the newspapers of that day, or not necessarily that day publication. Somebody would have wrapped an orange in a newspaper. I will open it up and then say, read that newspaper and ask me questions. Understood? So I am a random person who doesn't want to put anything in framework. I may take some clay from the ground and then start creating a pot and then tell you how traditionally in Mohenjo-daro, Harappa people made pots. Understood? That will be a craft. Got it? So I do craft, I do mathematics, I do filmmaking, I do technology. Everything has to be a clubbed thing. So it is not that I've experimented all these at different stages at different places. So when somebody makes syllabus, that is government's job. Making syllabus, making curriculum, giving training, giving certificate. I believe I can also give a certificate under my World Craft Foundation, International Institute for Advanced Academics, great names, great people. If I want, I can put 10 abroad names in my certificate and give. It has no value at all, because everybody is fooling each other in this world. Understood? So best thing could be, let us create a quality program. And that quality must be able to make a small turbulence around your area. I am sure many people will follow it. So it's not that new education policy, SDG and the COVID triggered my thoughts. I have created sample in 2005, almost 17 years back. Got it? And no child in the first day entering in your LKG class will cry. That's my guarantee. I am sure the first day when the young children were brought to the classroom, from the parents, when they leave, the child will cry. I know how to make them not to cry also. Understood? So it's very simple. Actually, it's very. I loved your background, the way in which things are kept, See, I must have gone to great, very rich academic institutions in most of the Gulf countries I visited. I have scolded most of principals because behind them They keep a big almirah in which lot of trophies and certificates are kept. Only one or two schools I have seen behind them lot of books are kept. And I tell them, I am not here to see a principal with awards. I am here to see a principal with knowledge. So behind what I expect is only books, not certificates, right? In between you can have certificates, no problem. But books have to be there around you, right? If books are not there, you are not a teacher at all.
Exactly, sir.
So if that is kept, I am sure your LKG children I have seen lot of playing items. In every KG class, grade 1 to grade 3, grade 4, I have seen lot of playing items. But I have not seen a beautiful library beside them where they can pick up and read and learn. So, my concept of creating a nursery to age 3 to grade 3 classroom, there will be lot of books which you need not to buy. Your kids' parents and grandparents will bring from their house, which are kept useless. That can be magazines, that can be newspapers, that can be useless throwing away items at their houses, which we will cut and then ask the children to put in different frames, different albums. They will create their own albums. Newspaper also great information for young children. So what is the craft which I give? Not kite making, not aeroplane making. I will ask them to find out all the politicians, all the sports people, all the cinema actors, cut their picture, paste it on a nice and put it in your file. That is XYZ student have got to create an album. You understood? After some time the child will come and ask, this Didi I am seeing in every paper, who is this Didi? Then tell them, this is the Chief Minister of Bengal and this is the party, this is the symbol. You don't have to teach them. They will come and ask you. You are only asking them to categorize sports. I am sure they will learn what is soccer, what is tennis after some time. Because everyday newspaper carries this. Understood? So they will learn the civics. In India we have got a BJP, Congress is there, different party names they will put. Then they will categorize party by separate files. If you can do this before grade 3, I am sure your children will be demanded by other schools for admissions.
So I am doing from tomorrow itself. From tomorrow itself, it will be applied in my classroom.
This is only one idea. I am saying every day we create such a different activities. And I don't want to create activity. I am giving only a sample. I want these teachers who train under me to create their own activities and come back to me tomorrow.
Sir, we have a proposal that we are coming up with. We are creating India's first research center, or even if you can say, it will be the world's first research center in early childhood education. This is what it's in my brain, and we have already started working on it. So I have prepared a framework for that how we can proceed. So before that, I want to meet you. I want to meet. Yes, where do you see, sir?
Come to Hyderabad with a few people, teachers.
In another 15 days, I'll be coming there.
Another?
In next 15 days after, I'll be coming to you, sir, to learn something and to create something.
I am not in Hyderabad. From day after tomorrow, I am going to Kerala. I will be back only 31st December.
Okay.
So January. No. What I am saying is January. If I come to you, I can serve a lot of people. If you come to me, you will be only one. Otherwise, you need some time.
I'll be anywhere in Delhi, or it can be Bangalore. We can have my team, academic team,
create
3 days or 5 days conference.
Do it. January first week I can do, because January last week I am in Bahrain. The ambassador of Bahrain is creating the inter-school competitions. I am a judge there.
Okay.
So I am going there. So some schedule is there, but January first week, second week, if you want me, wherever you are in plan in India, you.
First week to Bangalore, then done that we will be having first week in Bangalore.
Yeah. Done.
So today I'll announce it in the group also.
Yeah.
So that I'll add you to the academic group also, where only the people who are dealing with the academics of teachers training or even for the school curriculums, the people who are working are in the group. I'll be adding you.
See, I want maybe age 3 to grade 3 is a different game. After a grade 3, it will be subject wise. I cannot teach maths teacher and social science teacher together because it is syllabus based. How do you become a beautiful chemistry teacher? How do you become a beautiful math? That's for higher education. So your umbrella should finish by grade 3. So age 3 to grade 3, that is what I call as early education. And in early education we have grandma Shiksha Gurukulam approach of education. Don't think it is DrTPS. That is yours. I'll tell you, I have got a beautiful emblem created during that time. I don't know whether you have seen it. It's like G. G is written as with G as a grandmother and 3 children sitting beside becomes the child. That's how the emblem is written. Okay. So I'll show you how the emblem is written. That is G.
And it's like an emblem.
And 2 children. That's how the emblem is created.
Okay, sir.
Grandma child care. Okay. So I'm sure we can make not a classroom. It's like a culture where we can have all the traditional Indian language, understand, translate. Teachers should be equipped for this. So what do? See, my classrooms, when I created Tinkle Tinkle Little Star, immediately if I do in Andhra, Mirsu Mirsu Agasham Lu, they will translate into their mother tongue. Kerala, Minnum Minnum Taragame, Yendal Budamani Drishyam, Mide Mide, Manat Vaiduriam Pol Minunu. That's actually Tinkle Tinkle Little Star. How I wonder what you are, up above the words of high, like a diamond. When the child understands, oh, I can relate this song with my language, they understand it. Otherwise, they learn it. So there is a difference between learning and understanding. Actually, these are great Bloom's taxonomy. If you want good names, I can give good names also. Bloom's taxonomy, how is it applied in early childhood education? Okay. How is Nane's principle of teaching applied in? So 2 principles, Bloom's and Nane. If 2 things can be done, your whole B.Ed program of teacher education principles are over. This is how it should be done. Okay.